By the time you turn 75, standard medical advice tells you that losing your strength is just an inevitable part of growing old. They tell you to accept the weakness, buy the cane, and slow down. They are completely wrong. The real reason millions of seniors are losing their independence isn't just old age. It's because the multi-billion-dollar fitness and supplement industries have been pushing the wrong kind of fuel for decades. You've been told to drink chalky shakes and eat massive amounts of steak, but your aging digestive system literally cannot process it anymore. You are starving your muscles from the inside out, no matter how much traditional protein you eat. But right now, a groundbreaking discovery in nutritional science is turning the aging blueprint entirely on its head. Hidden inside a single specific fruit is a rare, hyperabsorbable protein compound that does what regular protein shakes can only dream of. It bypasses the sluggish digestive blocks of an aging gut and floods your muscles with the exact cellular building blocks needed to restore strength, stability, and raw power, even if you haven't lifted a weight in 20 years. In this video, we are exposing the massive lies surrounding senior nutrition and breaking down the exact science behind this fruit-based miracle. If you want to stop the fade, reclaim your absolute independence, and shock your doctor at your next checkup, you cannot afford to turn this off. Let's get right into it. I know what you are thinking. You have been told for years that protein only comes from meat, eggs, or milk. You might think fruit is just sugar and water. But I am here to tell you that the old way of getting strong is failing you. As an expert in senior nutrition, I see it every day. People eat more chicken and drink more shakes, but their legs still feel heavy. Their grip still feels weak. This happens because of a hidden problem called anabolic resistance. This is just a fancy way of saying your body has forgotten how to turn food into muscle. After age 70, your stomach acid changes. Your gut bacteria change. You can eat a giant steak, but your muscles never actually see that protein. It just passes through you, leaving your muscles hungry and weak. This is why you feel tired even when you eat well. Let's look at the protein lie that is being sold to seniors. Every day you see commercials for meal replacement shakes designed for silver health. They are packed with soy, whey, and corn syrup. For a 20-year-old athlete, these might work. But for you, they are a disaster. These proteins are long-chain molecules. To use them, your body has to work like a construction crew breaking down a massive stone wall into individual bricks. When you were 30, your crew was fast and strong. Now that you are over 75, that crew is tired. They can't break down the wall. So the protein sits in your stomach, causing gas and bloating, while your leg muscles literally wither away. This is the tragedy of modern aging. We are eating more protein than ever, yet we are getting weaker. This is where the fruit protein secret comes in. We are talking about the papaya, and more importantly, the enzyme papain. But we are also looking at the kiwi and its sister enzyme, actinidin. I call these fruit proteins because they do something that no steak can ever do. They don't just provide the bricks, they provide the workers. These fruit enzymes are biologically designed to tear apart tough protein fibers in seconds. If you put a piece of meat in a bowl with mashed papaya, the meat starts to dissolve. That is exactly what happens in your body. When you use this fruit-based approach, you are bypassing your weak stomach acid. You are delivering pre-cut building blocks directly to your bloodstream. This is a total game changer for someone over 75. Think about your daily life. Do you struggle to get out of a low car seat? Do you feel a little wobbly when you walk on uneven grass? That is not age. That is a fuel delivery problem. Your muscles are like a car that has plenty of gas in the tank, but the fuel line is clogged. The fruit protein approach clears the line. It allows your body to finally use the nutrition you are already giving it. I have seen men and women in their late 80s regain the ability to walk miles just by fixing this one delivery problem. They didn't need a miracle drug. They just needed a way to make their food work for them again. Now, let's address the biggest fear. Sugar. I know many of you are watching your glucose levels. You have been told to avoid fruit because it's sweet. This is a half-truth that is hurting you. When you eat a whole fruit like a green papaya or a firm kiwi, the fiber slows down the sugar. But more importantly, The muscle-building benefits of the enzymes far outweigh the tiny bit of natural fruit sugar. In fact, by building more muscle, you actually help your body manage blood sugar better. Muscle is the biggest consumer of sugar in your body. If you have no muscle, your blood sugar stays high. If you use fruit protein to grow your muscles back, your body becomes a sugar-burning machine again. You are not just getting stronger, you are becoming healthier from the inside out. Let's dive deeper into the science of why this works better than the supplements you see at the pharmacy. Most senior shakes use something called casein or whey protein isolate. These are dairy-based. As we age, our bodies stop producing the enzymes needed to handle dairy. This creates inflammation. Have you ever felt like your joints ache more after a healthy breakfast? That's inflammation. Fruit proteins are anti-inflammatory. They don't trigger the alarm bells in your immune system. They slip into your system quietly. They do their job and they get out. This means you get the strength without the stiffness. I want you to imagine a future where you don't have to ask for help with the groceries. Imagine being the one who leads the family on a walk during the holidays. This is possible. The experts who tell you to slow down are usually the ones who want to sell you a wheelchair or a prescription. They benefit from your weakness. I benefit from your strength. My goal is to make sure you have the tools to stay in your home, stay on your feet, and stay in control of your life. So why haven't you heard this before? It's simple. You can't patent a papaya. You can't make $1 billion by telling people to go to the produce section of their local grocery store. The muscle-fruit connection is a threat to the big supplement companies. They want you to believe that special lab-made powder is the only way. But your ancestors didn't have lab-made powders. They had real food. And in many parts of the world, like in blue zones where people live to 100, these specific fruits are a daily staple. They don't have a senior weakness epidemic there. They have elders who are strong, upright, and active. In the next section, I am going to break down the fruit protein protocol. I will tell you exactly which fruits to buy, what color they should be, because ripeness matters, and how to eat them so they don't upset your stomach. I am also going to show you a simple 2-minute activation trick you can do in your kitchen to make any meal twice as powerful for your muscles. This is the information they don't want you to have, but you are going to get it today. We are also going to talk about protein timing. Did you know that eating protein at the wrong time of day can actually make you more tired? For seniors, the clock is everything. I will show you why your morning routine is likely killing your muscle growth and how a simple fruit-first rule can change your energy levels by lunchtime. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. You've worked hard enough in your life. It's time for your food to start working for you. Let's talk about the exact fruit protocol. If you go to the store tomorrow and just buy any random piece of fruit, you will not get the results you want. You need to know the specific types of fruit and exactly how ripe they should be. Let's start with the papaya. Most people want to buy a papaya that is bright yellow and very soft. They think this is best because it is sweet. But for your muscles, a sweet papaya is actually a mistake. As a papaya ripens and turns yellow, the powerful enzyme called papain starts to disappear. The fruit turns that enzyme into sugar. If you want to rebuild your leg muscles and your grip strength, you need to buy a green papaya. It should be firm to the touch. It should not look like a dessert. When you slice into a green papaya, you will see white seeds instead of black ones. You will also see a milky white liquid come out of the skin. That white liquid is pure muscle medicine. It is packed with the highest concentration of papain on the planet. I know what you are thinking. Green papaya does not taste like a sweet treat. It tastes more like a crisp cucumber. But this is exactly what we want. You do not need to eat a massive bowl of it. You only need a few tablespoons of shredded green papaya with your main meal. Now let's look at the kiwi fruit. Kiwi contains a special worker enzyme called actinidin. This enzyme specializes in breaking down tough proteins that usually cause bloating and gas in an older stomach. Just like the papaya, you want to look for a kiwi that is slightly firm. If it is mushy and dripping with sweet juice, the enzyme level has dropped. You want a kiwi that still has a little bit of a tang to it. Here is the secret kitchen trick that will change everything for you. I call it the 2-minute activation. If you are going to eat a piece of chicken, a piece of fish, or even a bowl of beans, you should not eat them alone. Your over 75 stomach cannot break them down fast enough. Instead, take 2 tablespoons of shredded green papaya or a few slices of firm kiwi and place them right on top of your protein while it is still warm. Let it sit there for just 2 minutes before you take your first bite. What happens during those 2 minutes is pure science. The plant enzymes literally begin to digest the meat or beans for you right there on your plate. They break the heavy chemical bonds apart. When you finally chew and swallow that food, your stomach doesn't have to fight to break it down. Your body doesn't have to waste energy producing massive amounts of stomach acid. The food arrives in your small intestine already pre-chopped into tiny, perfect building blocks called amino acids. Your bloodstream sucks them up instantly and sends them straight to your thighs, your calves, and your upper arms. Let's discuss the absolute best time of day to use this protocol. This is where most seniors make a critical error that ruins their energy. Most people over 75 eat a very light breakfast, like a piece of toast or a small bowl of oatmeal. Then they eat a huge dinner with meat right before they go to bed. This is completely backward. When you wake up in the morning, your body has been fasting for 8 to 10 hours. Your muscles are literally starving for fuel. If you give them just carbohydrates like toast or oatmeal, you are spiking your blood sugar, but you are leaving your muscles empty. Your body is forced to steal protein from your own legs just to keep your heart and brain running. This is why so many seniors feel incredibly stiff and weak when they first get out of bed. The fruit first rule changes everything. Your very first meal of the day needs to be your most powerful muscle meal. You should have a clean source of protein combined with your active fruit enzymes. For example, you can have 2 scrambled eggs paired with half a firm kiwi. Or you can have a clean plant-based protein bowl with a few spoons of shredded green papaya mixed in. When you do this within 1 hour of waking up, you flip a biological switch from muscle burning to muscle building. You are telling your body that the famine is over. You will notice a massive surge of natural energy by noon. You won't feel that heavy, sluggish afternoon slump that makes you want to sit in your recliner for 3 hours. You will feel light, steady, and ready to move. On the other hand, eating a massive amount of traditional protein late at night is a recipe for disaster. When you sleep, your digestive system naturally slows down to rest. If your stomach is full of heavy meat that it cannot break down, that food just sits there and creates toxic inflammation. It ruins your sleep quality and leaves you feeling exhausted the next morning. Your muscles don't get repaired, and your joints feel like they are filled with sand. Keep your evening meals light and easy to digest, and focus your fruit protein power in the morning and at lunch. Let's address another very important question that I get all the time from my clients. What if you cannot find green papaya or fresh kiwi at your local grocery store? What if you live in a place where these tropical fruits are hard to get or too expensive? Do not worry. Nature has provided backup options. Another incredible option is the pineapple. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain. Just like papain, bromelain is a master at crushing protein chains. However, with pineapple, you must be very careful. You cannot buy canned pineapple. Canned pineapple has been heated to very high temperatures during the canning process. High heat completely destroys the delicate enzymes. It kills the workers. Canned pineapple is nothing more than sugar water, and it will hurt your progress. If you use pineapple, it must be fresh and it must be the core. Most people cut out the tough, woody core of the pineapple and throw it in the trash because it is hard to chew. But that tough core is exactly where all the muscle-building bromelain lives. You can chop that core into tiny pieces or blend it into a smooth liquid to use with your meals. I want you to think about what will happen if you do nothing. If you keep following the standard advice, your muscles will continue to shrink by about 1% every single year. That might not sound like a lot, but over 5 or 10 years, that is the difference between driving your own car and having to give up your keys. It is the difference between playing with your grandchildren on the floor and having to watch them from a chair because you can't get back up. Losing your physical strength is the first step toward losing your freedom. When you can no longer lift your own carry-on bag, you stop traveling. When you can no longer walk confidently on a wet sidewalk, you stop going out when it rains. Your world becomes smaller and smaller until you are trapped inside your own home. I refuse to let that happen to you. The power to change this is sitting right in the produce aisle. It does not require a doctor's note. It does not require hundreds of dollars a month. It just requires a small shift in how you feed your body. You have the biological machinery right now to rebuild your strength. Your age is just a number, but your nutrition is a choice. Tomorrow morning, I want you to take control. I want you to try the fruit first rule. Look for a firm kiwi, a fresh pineapple core, or a green papaya. Pair it with your morning protein. Watch how your body responds. Notice how your knees feel when you stand up from the kitchen table. Notice the warmth and energy returning to your limbs. You are not declining. You were just starved for the right kind of absorption. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found this information helpful, please share it with a friend or a loved one who needs to reclaim their strength. We need to spread the truth and help seniors everywhere live with power, dignity, and total independence. I will see you in the next video, where we will dive even deeper into the world of natural health. Stay strong.